Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be looking at the recent release of EmeraldTiger's Capture the Flag map, which is the second beta version of the same map. And I'm going to start off by exploring the flag room. Compared to the last version, the size of the flag room changed. It's a bit wider now, and I think it overall feels a lot better. Usually you see that around the flag is where a lot of fights happen, you know, because attackers try to approach the flag and obviously defenders try to keep them from doing so. So that's why in the flag room there should be a fair bit of, you know, free space to do a reasonable fighting in. So yeah, the base has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exits, with 3 exits being low and 2 exits being high. I'm going to go ahead and check out the low exits, which would be one here. So we've got LG down here, which is in a fair distance from the flag, considering it's on the low ground. And you also got Mega Health here. This area changed quite a bit compared to the last version, obviously since this new low exit, obviously because this low exit is new. The second low exit brings you to the shotgun and also ends at the mega, so you can go in a nice circle here. Rocket launcher here below the bridge, and mid-ground exit, mega here, and LG there. Alright, and there's a connection here to the high exit. So apparently all these low exits and the medium exit, they end in this, or they meet in this area here. Although you can extend your way through this area here, if you take this exit, there's also a jump pad here which connects to this high exit, yellow armor here. So the defender has yellow armor to work with, which I guess respawns every 25 seconds, and mega health. So I guess it's tough to tell what position the flag defender will try to take. Obviously, if he's here on the high level, he got a good way to defend the flag with LG, because he can easily catch off people coming in from high, or LG people rocket jumping up, taking the jump pad, rocket jumping out, and he got the yellow armor right next to him, which is obviously quite comforting. And then again, he also got quick access to the mega health. I don't know the respawn time. I guess it's 35 seconds. So the defender effectively has a rocket launcher. Eventually, or possibly, the LG here, which is a bit further away. I think maybe it should be swept with this shotgun here, simply because okay, mega health is 35 seconds. Simply because with the rocket launcher in this room, I think you're going to have a hard time. I mean, the rocket launcher is okay if you got people coming through here and you can spam them, but as soon as people go in high, you got a problem if you're down here. And when you're on the high ground, the distance the rocket has to travel is rather large, and people are probably already gone until you do good damage. So you surely need the LG here to defend properly. So yeah, I'm not sure. I also wonder if the defender will go for this yellow armor. It might be, might not be. It might be offense takes this yellow to do a good attack. But again, then again, there are only 2 routes going up here from the base. No, 3. So yeah, it's the balance of the stack for the defender is something that I guess would need to be tested in a real game, you know. So if the map gets into quick life sometime, it needs special attention, and you don't have the defender left with very little armor here and a long way to the LG. It needs to be tested intensively in game, so you don't end up with a map where the defender has a hard time doing anything against attackers because they got offensive armor here, and they come in here with 50 armor and can take the flag, rocket jump out with speed even. So yeah, things are going to be up for change maybe. Maybe they can stay as they are, I'm not sure personally. I'll just move on from the base right now. So in this second pre-base perimeter area, there's another green armor here, which is definitely the attacker's green armor. So this would be an armor you would take if you want to go approach the enemy flag. So you'd probably, if you're an attacker, go here, take this low exit, grab the green armor and look to get a good weapon. So if you haven't already taken the base rocket launcher, you probably want to try to get another. I don't exactly remember where or if there is a second rocket launcher or where it is. Doesn't seem like there is one. Or maybe I'm just not seeing it right now. Just teleporter here, gives you a buff, green armor, shotgun, mega health, LG. There's the yellow here and the other yellow is here, but apparently there's no second rocket launcher. There's a second shotgun here. So yeah, what might be useful is a second rocket launcher somewhere in the middle. You know, just so if you get an offensive spawn, for example. I don't know exactly where the spawns are here on the map yet, but if you spawn somewhere near the middle, as an attacker you usually want to get a rocket launcher, and you really don't want to walk all the way back into base. Grab the rocket launcher and move forward to attack the enemy base. So I see medkit and railgun were changed compared to the last version. I like this water here because it's not as slow as, you know, the water route on CTF2, for example. You can get here, grab the medkit, get out quickly, and if you're lucky you can get through the mid without being noticed. Grab the red armor, sneak into enemy base, maybe even get the enemy medkit if you get lucky. And you are in the enemy base already, so that's a fairly quick and fairly effective route for an attacker, I guess. So yeah, I'm wondering a bit. I think the routes are fairly good. You got a lot of possibilities here, like if you exit on the low ground, you can totally rocket jump up here, turn to the right, take this exit here behind the pillar, go straight through, which is probably the fastest but most dangerous route, because this is where the enemy will have their eyes on. They will always be watching the bridge, and if you take the short exit here, they will be here to rail you or LG you. So yeah, I think I actually like the layout. What's tough is that even if you don't go high here, you can go through and then still do the rocket jump up here. So it's going to be fairly hard for the enemy defense to communicate with their team members about how or where the enemy flag carrier is going. And if you say enemy takes a low exit like this one here, he still has the possibility to go high here, and even if he doesn't, and the team still thinks that the enemy is exiting low, he can still go up here, which makes it a bit hard to call out how the mid player should position himself to ideally catch off the flag carrier, especially since there are two high exits, two here in mid. High exits in CTF are always going to be the most favorable, simply because you get a positional advantage, you get the option to drop low rather than the option to rocket jump up on a low exit. You won't take damage by changing your route. And it's the same really if you exit the base through a high route. So if you take the flag and exit high, you got one option to drop down here, you got an option to drop down here. You can make it through this way and either go high, go low, even go through there. I don't know if you can jump through the green to the green armor here. I guess you can't. And then even if you drop low here, you can use this telly to quickly get up again. So I think maybe the structures in front of the base need a bit of simplification, as I've already mentioned in my previous post on Craig 3 World. I mean, it's good and it's interesting geometry, it's going to be fun to move through this, but I think maybe you should really, I don't know, it's a tough cookie. I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to just say cut off this room and stick to this pyramid area, because that would make the map incredibly short if you would just have mid connecting to this area here. So that's why I said you should try and do a bit of merging between those two areas. Like, yeah, it's really tough. I think you might need to rebuild a great part of the map, but then again, I'm not sure. It might be that during playtesting it turns out that mid is actually very easy to hold, which I can actually imagine, because this is even out of shaft range if you stand on this. So if you cover one high exit, you can't really cover the other high exit at the same time. So you get one high exit out of range, then two more low exit, another exit here, through the water, which you can observe, but it's another exit, so it's another point where you need to pay attention. So it's a bit tough, really. Maybe what you could try is move this doorway a bit over here, so you have maybe a bit of an angled path here, and you can maybe have people cover all those high exits. You can just imagine that it will be on the map, it will be quite hard to do a successful flag grab, simply because the defender got good positioning in here. But once you are out of the base, I think it's going to be hard for the opponent to catch you off, simply because, as I said, you get so many possibilities here by dropping down or rocket jumping up, or doing the same thing here on the other side. And then again, if one of your enemies calls out that the flag carrier is going out here, and the flag carrier decides to drop down and rocket jump here, but the enemy mid defender already positioned himself so he can cover this exit, and you actually come out here, you got a free cap basically, because there's no way he can get over from there to here fast enough to catch you off. Even if he goes through the high doorway here, you won't really have a chance to catch you off. So if you go here, imagine you drop down low, rocket jump up, and you crossed the mid, most likely without any problems, simply because the mid is so wide on a high level and you can't really approach one player easily from one you know what I mean, you can't really easily take a fight from one side of the high mid to the other. So yeah, it's really tough because I actually like the geometry of this area a lot here. I think it's really interesting. It's good that you got plenty of possibilities to change your routes here, but then again, the problem is that you got these possibilities in this room and also in this room over there. So you can do route changes as many as you want basically, and it's going to be impossible for the enemy team to do a proper setup for catching you off, defending, especially if you as the flag carrier have mid support by your team. People are going to have a hard time. So I could see pretty high scoring games if the map stays as it is at the moment, especially since there is a medkit too. So even if people are able to do a lot of damage on you on exit, you can still use the medkit and get along safely. So I'm not sure if the medkit shouldn't actually be removed. I didn't consider it when I first gave feedback, but I think it might be a problem. I mean, if I think about it now. It's good that you can't go through here anymore. I think there used to be a path through here, because that would just give you even more possibilities. But I think if you merge those two perimeter areas, you might even as well have a path there again and connect it to this. But you need to make sure that if you do this, you really get away from having two separate pre-base areas, because I've said it multiple times now. I think the only problem the map has right now is that flag carriers have a lot of possibilities. maybe you also got a bunch of, well, not a bunch, maybe you also got a bit too many pillars. I find myself constantly walking into something. So if I go through here, I do a U-turn and I want to try to gain speed here, do a circle jump. And if I get unlucky, I land in this pillar. So this path might need some extension and width. And if you pass the mid and you want to go through the door and you run into a pillar, it's also not optimal, I think. So yeah, just try to run around on the map, I guess. Maybe there should be an option here. If you go through here with speed, you should have an option to either continue going high while maintaining your speed, or at least maintaining some of your speed, or going low. As it is now, you got no option, because you go through here and boom, you are falling down. Whatever, I think this is just fine tuning. This is a nice jump actually. I wonder if you can do it without plasma, but I don't think so. No. Whatever, yeah. So my feedback for this right now, try to simplify all this a bit. I know it's probably going to be hard and you might have to say goodbye to a few things you probably really like. I also like the geometry you use here, but I really think that this at the moment is not suitable for a pyramid area, just because, as I said, too many possibilities, too many options. It's too hard for a team to call out where a flag carrier is going. Alright, so I hope it helps. If you don't share my views, feel free to post your view on it and then we can discuss it. I'm always open for discussing things and I think it's a lot of fun to discuss maps. I'm looking